are going. What is going on with everybody? It is your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Orange Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I haven't been this excited for an interview in a very long time. So, with no further ado, I'll let the person on the other line introduce himself, man. Who we got here today?
What's up? It's the Bar God, Metaphor Messiah, Lord of the Line, Sultan of Similes, the Emperor of Entendres, the Statue of Spittery, but they call me Danny, the Bar God.
Hey, man, how you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
Hey, man, I just got done eating. I'm not gonna lie, man. This food is definitely doing the tootsie roll in my stomach right now, man. It's
All right.
doing the butterfly. So yeah, man. It's hopefully I can last this interview. But yeah, man. Just I'm doing pretty
Run to
good.
that bathroom right quick.
Oh no, it's gonna be on some pops on Friday. Nigga ain't going up there for the next 30 or 45 minutes, man. So it ain't gonna be no real quick, man. So,
I
but
feel you.
but nah, man. Nah, like I said, this is definitely one of the ones where, hey, man, I think, or I don't know, at this point, at least 300 interviews I've done so far. This is one of the ones where I'm like, here we go. This is one of the ones, and I don't even interview a lot of battle rappers on here, but when I do, it's usually the niggas that are god tier, elite. I interview Daylight, so niggas of that stature. You know what I'm saying? So to have
Yes.
you on here, I just want to let you know I appreciate you. I've been waving the Danny Myers flag when it wasn't cool to wave the Danny Myers flag. When niggas was like, man, he corny, Danny Myers. I was nigga, this Danny. I was there, nigga. I was right there. So I just want to let you know I thank you
Right,
for gracing me, man.
I appreciate it because a lot of they definitely try to play me when I first got on the scene because I think what I was doing was just unlike anything that they previously seen, because again, I didn't come in with the Lions Den or the Fight Club or the Smack DVD. So those guys like Goods and Head Eyes, Lugs Move, they was kind of already established in the eyes of the public. I was still underground, doing the underground circuit, still traveling the country, battling state to state, and those guys were making a name for themselves. But coming from the West Coast, we didn't have a lot of opportunity or a lot of outlets to showcase the talent. So when I got on and I'm yelling yikes and I'm yelling bar God, I'm screaming and I'm just a lot of energy. They wasn't used to that, so when people don't know how to like categorize you, they just be like, oh, that's corny or that's whack. That's so they label it. But then you fast forward and then you see everybody's doing it. Now everybody's want to be hyped here. Yeah. After the bars are hitting, and you see that shit. Look at Easy the Block Captain. Look at Twerk. Look at Fonz. Like these guys are. When I came in the game doing it, it was corny. Now everybody doing it. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you for just recognizing the talent early on and not. A lot of people are just kind of jumping on bandwagon, but I do know the day ones that was riding it out. Just like, y'all niggas is haters. Y'all hate this nigga. Like, and I wasn't clicked up. I wasn't clicked up per se.
Yeah.
I was with like the Dot Mob.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Jersey, all the Jersey MCs was Team Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Ursula, Arsenal, O-Red, J400 Block. Like, so I just kind of was the lone wolf. I was just the guy saying, hey, I'm representing the West Coast, and I just want to keep the door open for the other guys that's out here, and I want to be able to like get us establish a presence on URL.
Hey, man, like you said, you
Go ahead, go ahead.
no, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I mean, like not specifically just URL, but just in battle rap in general. I wanted the West Coast to be looked at as more than just grind time or the early days. Shout out to the Source and Awkwards and Disaster and the Suns, all those guys that kind of blaze a trail for people like me and Daylight and Rum Nitty. So I think part of my responsibility was to get the guys that were coming after us to open the door a little bit wider. So that's what I wanted to do for like Geechee Gotti, Young B the Future, rest in peace, B Dot, all these guys that you see now, I I just felt like I played a major role in making it acceptable to be from the West Coast and to be lyrical.
Mm. Hey man, and you done came a long way because, like you were saying, man, it's niggas that I see meat rotting you now. They was not meat rotting you a couple years ago. That was the same niggas that was like, oh, he's hyping himself up. That's current, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So to see
Right,
you come from here, from there to here, and it's crazy because even though you have gotten better, the way that you were performing, rapping, everything back then, you still had the star talent. I don't know if you just people had to catch up with you
right.
or what. But man, I is hey, like I said, man, you are definitely one of them ones. And I'm one of them type of niggas that when I find a new rapper that I like, I'm going through his discography. Oh, let me listen to let me listen to this. I find a YouTube channel. Oh, let me go listen to let me look at the old videos or whatever. Same thing with a battle rapper. So when I first discovered you, nigga, I done watched probably too many of your damn battles. I'm talking about I don't watch the shit with 400 views and you battling and nigga basement and shit. I'm like, boy, this nigga is everywhere. So
Right.
I think the first time I ever seen you, I could be wrong, but I know around this time one of the first things I vividly remember watching was the old KOT battle that you did, KOTD battle that you did with Rum Nitty. I remember that, and I was like, yo, this is really crazy right here. So then, like I said, I started looking up everything, and at this time, I was in high school. So you know, you was that nigga. Not that anybody would know, because I never talked to these niggas, but a nigga was that nigga in my book. If I went to school the next day and I started telling nigga the bars, like, bro, this nigga said, and I vividly remember the bar that got me. I don't know which battle this was, but you said, nigga say, my cousin just got out of jail, so you may see tears. He been in a long time, so he may seem weird. His case was like
Right.
child support, cause he bust one time and paid for it for 18 years. Oh
18
my
years.
nigga,
Right.
I threw my bonnet 20 yards when I heard that the first time, nigga. I lost my mind. So do you know which battle that
Oh
was?
shit. That had to be from the Rum Nitty
Was
battle.
it? That was Romney battle? Okay, okay,
Yeah, that
okay.
had to be from the Rum Nitty battle. Yeah. Damn. Damn, that's crazy. And you said wait, you said you was in high I know you didn't say you was in high school.
I'm young, bro. So I was in high school around this time. I'm young. So I was
Damn. And you, thanks, guy. Thanks.
Hey,
Thanks. Make me feel like an old ass nigga.
hey, happy belated
This nigga
birthday.
said I was in high school when I was four score and many years ago, many moons ago. I watched the rap battle.
Hey,
Nah, but
man.
you know what though?
Hey, happy belated
That
birthday. I do want to say that
you
because I
know,
know your birthday was yesterday.
oh
Happy
yeah,
belated
thank you,
birthday.
thank you.
Happy belated
No, but I
birthday.
think that's dope because that's just a testament of the staying power that I stuck around still. You know, I'm still here. Rum Nitty is still here. You know what I mean? Like it's not about being hot for a second and fizzling out. It's about longevity, and I think you got to be talented. You got to stay around in this battle rap culture
Yeah.
and still be relevant from since 2012 or beyond. It's like it's really a testament of your skills, like because niggas don't be lasting long in this shit. Like I be seeing people come and go, or they be hot for the moment, they disappear, they fall off, they not the same no more. They skill set. It seems like they don't care about it as much. So I see a lot of that shit. So for you to have watched me and Rum Nitty and then following me ever since then, and I'm still like you was in high school, bro, and now you interviewing me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's amazing. That's amazing, man. Just to be able to reach or be able to touch that many different like generations or genre age groups. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Man, look, bro. I remember vividly because I was in a hospital when I first watched that battle, and
Yeah.
I was just sitting in a hospital bed watching that. Like, man, this is crazy. I wasn't like in there for anything serious. So, like, I could have made it more dramatic. Like, yeah, I got shot. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was, but nah, I had to get like my ear drained out. It was some very like
Right.
it was some puss ass shit. Wasn't nothing gangster nothing. So I was in the hospital just watching it. I'm like, bro, this nigga is going crazy. And just remember going the next day. And like I said, when I came home from school that day, just running through all the battles with you, Mr. Mills, and I mean, just like the performance in the Mr. Mills battle, that showed me like not only were you crazy, Mr. Mills was also getting off some really good bars.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I specifically remember that time because I think me and Rum Nitty had dropped, and like a week later, me and Mr. Mills had dropped. I'm like, yo, I got like two classics low key that dropped in a week, and I think from that point on, I feel like, yo, I'm that nigga, bro. Because nobody else in battle rap had battles dropping back to back that people consider classics in a week span. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm here. I've officially arrived.
Man, and I noticed the little stuff because I don't consider myself a rapper or anything. I know how to rap, but I'm not a fucking. I wouldn't consider myself a rapper, but I get it. So I just noticed little things you do, like in the Mr. Mills battle, just the performance. I was like, yo, this nigga is getting better. Just a little stuff when you was like, yo, how you a big nigga? You don't supposed to let nigga get by you. Like the way you did that. I was like, this. I was like, man, this nigga special, bro. You feel me? So, like I said,
Right,
just
that's crazy. You remember that bar?
bro,
Damn.
that shit just stuck in my head, man. It just, I mean, like, it's just a little stuff that you did just watching your battles. I was like, man, this nigga is really good, and I kind of want to work my way up until you got to URL. But I have to bring this battle up because I'm so mad, nigga. This might be one of my favorite performances of all time from you, and it's not on the internet anymore. You versus Heartless. I don't care what anybody says, bro. I don't know if you remember how crazy you was, but
Let me
nigga,
tell
you was wild in that battle.
you, a parallel universe to what you just said. My little brother actually had the recorded battle of me and Heartless,
Mm.
and he just brought it to. He just like he downloaded it, and he just put it on my computer. Like I say, 3 weeks ago, literally. Because if you look up me and Heartless, it's like the battle's there, but the sound is off
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason. So I never even remembered because I think I wrote that battle on a paper, so it wasn't saved in like
Mm.
no I notes or nothing like that. So I had lost the paper, and I didn't remember none of the bars. Like I didn't remember nothing I said, but I remember I 3-0'd that nigga. That's one thing I remember. I remember I like, yo, I smoked Heartless. Y'all niggas gotta remember, but it's like it's not on the internet like how you was saying. And now I got the video. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I need that, bro, because I
I
remember
know.
you smoking that nigga, bro.
Yeah, I
Please
can
send that to me, bro. I remember you had a shotters bar in there where you was like, what'd you say?
yeah. Take the what?
Take the what and lead the what, nigga?
Ah!
That shit stuck in my head. I was like, bro, this
Yeah,
nigga is
yeah, that's
crazy.
amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. I know you were. I know you a real like historian that you bringing up shit like Mr. Mills and you bring up the Heartless battle. Like that's how I know you for real with this shit you're talking about.
Bro, I cannot fake it enough, bro. And just to see what you did a couple weeks ago against Tay Rock, we gonna get to that a little later. It was like this is the like it felt like a movie build up, you know, where a nigga might fall a couple times, get back up, and you think he finna make it, but then he don't. But then it was like that Tay Rock moment was like, we are here. Like niggas know now. Niggas talking about Lux versus Danny. I'm like, this is the moment it felt like it built up to. But I don't
Yeah,
want to. I don't even want to get there. Like I said, I want to. I want to still take it before even the URL times. And like I said, your work mentality, like you were like Tupac. Like when Tupac before he died, you know, he was that nigga had at least three. He got songs that probably still have never came out to this day.
facts.
You were putting out so many. I was like, how is this, nigga? I remember a battle got canceled. I don't even know if you remember this. And you put out your verse. I can't remember anything in the verse outside. You said something about cereal. And you can't cry over spilled milk. Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, that might have been for clean paper. It might have been
Mm.
paper. It got canceled,
And I was
and
just like,
yeah, exactly.
and I'm like, bro, this nigga dirty batch. Like this nigga, the shit he don't even got out is crazy. So just seeing that,
Facts.
I'm like, man, this nigga. And like I said, I would have feel like I'm just too all over you. But like I said, I've really been waving this flag. And like I said, it's just it's crazy to finally converse with you. So like I said, to see all that build up, it was amazing. And then you start battling on URL more frequently. So as a viewer and as a fan, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but it felt like the URL very beginning of you was different from the previous iterations that I seen on like other smaller leagues or KOTD. I felt like I didn't know if you felt like you had to perform a certain way because you would still have bars, but it would just be delivered in I feel like a much different way versus compared to Mr. Mills battle or something like that. I didn't know if you felt like you had to like assimilate into the URL format or what,
I
or
think I
yeah.
did. I think I did try to because I remember my first PG battle with J Rail, and I was being like super lyrical, super lyrical. I was kind of rapping too fast.
Yeah.
Um, and J Rail just kind of like was able to swag his way out through the battle. He was joking. He was doing like freestyles and shit. So I lost that battle. I didn't feel like I lost in terms of the writing, but I lost in the overall battle rap terms of it. Like he beat me overall in battling. So I was like, okay, so you can't just be lyrical. You gotta put it all together. And I learned from that battle. So my very next battle, I came back and battled Mark Miner in Delaware, and I wind up kicking his ass, and I was like a mainstay on URL ever since. Like, even when I lost to J Rail, they wanted to see me back. They was like, "Yo, I don't know who this nigga is, but
Yeah.
fire," But so I did have to like try to like figure out how to work this crowd in particular. Because like different places, I think the overall general basis is people want bars no matter where you at.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's certain things that are accepted and ain't accepted on certain stages. So it's like we gotta be able to know how to adjust to those. And thankfully for me, I've been able to have the experience of battling on all the platforms. From the King of the Dive to the Spit That Heat, URL, AHAT, RBE, Gate to the Garden, just everywhere. I've been able to. So, and then, like I said, I've been able to rock every crowd I've ever been in front of, every stage, big, small, a rooftop, basketball court. It doesn't matter. Like, I get busy. So, yeah, when I got, to answer your question, I definitely felt like I had to make the URL adjustments. But then I said, and I had a conversation with Daylight, and he was like, "Bro, you really kind of like holding back because I think you're holding back your real power. Like, fuck these niggas. Like, rap. Fuck it, just rap." And so my mindset changed from me trying to adjust to them to them having to adjust to me. And that's where the change came in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna rap how I wanna rap, and they gonna fuck with it or not. But I'm not gonna like lower my skill set to appease this crowd. Like, I remember Luck. I remember Loaded Luck saying something that was it was subtle but impactful. He said sometimes he's feel like he's smarter than the people he's rapping for. And that struck me. I was like, you know what? He right. Like, I feel like that too sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm smarter than the people that's actually listening.
Mm-hmm.
And so so now you got to balance it out of being able to give the people that what they want to hear from you, like the gun bars and sometimes the simple shit, and then just giving them what you want to give them, and they gotta just figure that shit out later. Like, figure it out, learn something. You know what I'm saying? I might make references to, like I was even with the Tay-Rock battle. I'm talking about Knights of the Templar and Diaspora. I'm talking about all this is shit that nobody gets in front of Tay-Rock and says. It might be like too much for the average crowd, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna say this shit, but because it's gonna show the separation in the mindset in the pen game. So yeah, I definitely made the adjustment, but then I said, now they gotta adjust to me. That's really what it all boiled down to.
You know what it felt like? It felt like your favorite lyrical rapper had finally made it mainstream, and they felt they had to kind of like assimilate to the radio a little bit. And you like it's good, but this ain't Mr. Mills versus Danny Myers.
Yeah, right. That's a fact, bro. That's a real fact. Just like that's a perfect analogy of, like you said, your favorite lyrical guy, like, just finally blowing up mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, like some of these artists, even in hip hop, like they better than what they really like. If Jada Kiss has to do a club song,
Yeah, yeah.
or if Nas has to do a Uchi Wally,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Nas, I really could tell like Nas didn't give a fuck about doing a Uchi Wally song. Probably would have never done it, but they was like, man, you need something that'll bang in the club, bro. Like, come on, give us something, bro. Like, and niggas be just having to lower their skill set. Like that's crazy, right?
It's very
So,
crazy. It's very crazy. And like you
so
said,
Alex,
I feel like the thing is once you realize like who cares, bro? These niggas gonna catch up to me. But that's a
right?
risk because sometimes they won't catch up. But the fact that they did catch up to you shows the level of ability that you had. I remember watching a Jack Boy Main interview, and he was somebody was interviewing him, and it was like, nigga, you can't be referencing movies from 1934 and shit, and niggas thinking niggas gonna catch on. And he was like, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. But I feel like a nigga like him, he's found out the balance. Like, I'ma do my obscure, weird references and throw some shit in there that y'all know without feeling like I'm losing myself. Because you can get so far to the point where you feel like I don't even enjoy this shit that I'm writing anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I could tell you've gotten to the point where I love my favorite thing about rap music is when niggas throw in their references of just shit that they like in real life. Like they might throw out a TV show or it's like, oh, that's cool or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the Templar Night shit, that just made me think of that.
Bro, listen. My thing is, and you're right, bro. I really love this interview because like, you're saying all this shit that I've been saying for years. Like, just like you might sometimes you just got to rap for yourself. You can't rap for them all the time. My thing is, you gotta put it like this. I always use this analogy too. Just like you remember Showtime at the Apollo,
Yeah.
and you have to get on stage and like I think Steve Harvey, whoever was the host, who
Mm-hmm.
was the host, and they say, okay, so what are you gonna do for us tonight? And somebody would say, oh, well, I'm gonna do comedy,
Mm-hmm.
or somebody, oh, well, I'm gonna sing Brian McKnight, or I'm gonna juggle. Basically, you got up there and you gave the crowd what you was about to do. It wasn't the opposite. It wasn't the crowd telling you to go up there and do what they wanted you to do. You got in front of the crowd and showed them what your talent was. And that's why I say sometimes, yeah, I have to stop trying to appease certain crowds and say, fuck that. Like, because like you said, you might not even be enjoying the shit that you're writing. And if you can't feel what you're writing, it's kind of like how somebody else gonna feel this shit if you don't even feel it for real. So it got to come from the heart, like. And like you said, I don't care if I reference an obscure movie or an obscure nigga. Go Google it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Go find out, and you'll see why the bar made sense. Like it might have went over your head, or you might I don't know what he said right there. I don't get it, and it's cool. Now when you go Google shit, you gonna be like, oh shit. And that again, like Loaded Lux, like rewind the time is more than fine. Like my bars are always gonna age better than my opponent's bars.
Hey
It's,
man, two things that come to my mind when you say that is I do the same thing. Like I review a lot of albums. So let's say if I'm reviewing an album, I have it comedic all the time. So I'm saying jokes that I know people will think are funny. But then I may reference a 1980s wrestler that I'm pretty sure maybe five niggas know that subscribe to me, but it's like they gonna get it. So that's all that matter. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas gonna appreciate it. You feel me? So that make me
right,
think of that.
right,
And
right.
this
That,
nigga,
that that's the glory in it.
yeah.
Is I might say a bar, it might be 700 niggas in the room. I might say a bar, five niggas in the building might be like, yo, he just fucking, and it'll be like, that's even if it's just one nigga caught it, it made it all worth it to me because I touched somebody in that motherfucker with that bar. And the thing is, not every single bar is gonna be for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of like such a smorgasbord of rapping and references that it's gonna be something in there for everybody.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
and I feel like this nigga wasn't the first nigga to do this, but like, cause you got Luxes and people like that that say a lot of complicated things that you would probably have to Google. But you know who like really stands out in my brain for doing that recently is a twerk. Cause I think about the pterodactyl bar. Niggas was like, "What the
Yes.
fuck?" Niggas like, "What's a pterodactyl?" Then they found out the dactyl was the finger thing. They're like, "Oh, that's crazy." When you look at a lot of twerk when he first hit the
Right.
scene, Twerk was saying a lot of stuff that's like if you know type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like universally known. You might like he.
Right.
I remember he had a bar about a book, and niggas was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Oh, I read this book in ninth grade. I thought everybody read this book." It's like, no, nigga, you just read this book. You feel me? So I appreciate when niggas do references that are personalized to them because
Yes.
everybody could say. I say it just like this. It's my one of my. It's a nigga. You gotta listen to him. It's a Detroit rapper named Sada Baby. He has the best. He has some of the best basketball bars because it's not just I'm dunking on you like LeBron. I got 30 on me like Curry. He's doing the deep cut basketball niggas that if you watch basketball, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's like I appreciate that because that's like that's personalized to him. It's not just general. I did this. It's like I got what I'm saying. Just very personalized. Or like it's these other Detroit niggas named Los and Nutty, and they rap about selling drugs, but everybody does that. It's like that's cool or whatever. But it's like it gets tiring after a while. You listen, nigga. I sold this nigga. It's like, all right, bro. What else did you do? But these niggas have a very specific perspective. They sold drugs to white trailer park people. So they're talking about selling fucking fentanyl and shit to these white people, and they're telling these specific stories. And it's like, oh, this is his perspective. I appreciate when a rapper can tell me his perspective versus
Right.
a general. I could have
Right.
did this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I appreciate that.
And because and part of that is the lure of that is it kind of like transports you to their world.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when NWA came out, you know what I mean, and Ice Cube and they're rapping about the streets of South Central, or if you're listening to like the Illmatic by Nas, you probably never been to New York, but just listening to the raps, it kind of like you can visualize this shit and it like puts you there.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you there, and I think that's the real power of art is like being able to tell, like you said, tell your perspective and other people seeing your side of it like through their eyes. Like, oh shit, I never lived in LA, but the way he's telling this shit is so detailed. Like, shit, I feel like I'm from there now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know,
so
it's
yes,
the beautifulest thing about rap is that Too Short could talk about West Coast and Oakland, and you can see it. But Nas is doing it a completely different way about New York, and then somebody
right,
like Juvenile did it in a completely different way for the South.
right,
So it's like these three different styles that don't really sound alike, but it's all
right.
rap, and that's what I think the most beautifulest thing about
Yeah,
rap, bro.
that's the very beauty of it. That's the very beauty of it, man. And yeah, so that's my thing is just giving these people my perspective on things. And I mean, I rap about all kind. I rap about anime. I rap about fucking the replacement killers, Chow Yun Fat. I reference Chow Yun Fat, bro. Like, what nigga do you know about her? Because, like you said, it's a lot of the general shit.
Mm-hmm.
The gun bar, I shoot you, I kill you, I beat you up. It's like, okay, we all done did that. We all done heard that. What are you doing different that makes you stand out amongst this sea of billions of people that's rapping the same shit? Niggas
And,
all sick. Why do I remember your rap out of the rest of theirs?
And you know what you do? You could battle somebody who has a very overdone like JC. Everybody rap about how JC was goddamn pop locking the shit on YouTube. You battle JC, you say I don't got no dance bars for you. This pump already got a rhythm to it. You know what I'm saying? You'll flip it like that. Or one of my favorites is you said what you said. You said
Right,
you probably thought I was gonna come with the bars flips. I got so much coke on the boat. This should have make the bars flip. You said that against
right,
Cali Smooth. You know what I'm saying? So instead of
right,
directly mentioning like oh, you was dancing on
right.
YouTube. You don't overdo stuff.
I kind of specialize in that. Like, even when I battle Swave, like, I ain't gonna do no karate flips. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think that's it's like a cop out. It's like an easy way out. It's like like somebody battles JC, so it's so easy to come up with a round of like dance bars, and
Yeah.
you know, background dancer jokes, So it's kind of easy to do. So I like to challenge myself and not do it. Like let me. So even when people battle me, I be wanting to see what they can do that's original.
Mm.
Instead of hitting me with the same angles, they hit me with the same shit for the last fucking 10 years, bro. It's oh Danny, your wife was a drug addict. Oh Danny, you have 10 kids. Oh Danny, you paid Rex 12K. It's those same fucking angles over and over and over and over. And I think that's like it's a cheap way out. But the confusing part to me is they do this shit and they all lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you haven't seen nobody take these angles and beat me with these angles.
That's why my three favorite battle rappers of this era probably has to be you, Daylight, and when he really wants to rap, Twerk. Because somebody like Twerk versus JC, like this, those are references. Like the nigga said, he pop up in the night on JC like Nicodemus. Oh my gosh, like that's crazy.
I gave Twerk my bar guy chain
I remember.
after that JC performance because that was some of the best writing that I had heard in years when he battled JC. It was on the first Smack volume. Damn, I gotta go. Now you about to make me watch that shit. Now you put it in my mind to watch JC and Twerk again for like the 100th time. Yeah, man. And I gave him my chain because that was an amazing. This nigga was talking about Nebuchadnezzar, like you said, Nicodemus. I'm like, you don't be hearing this type of shit in rap battles. Like, Twerk 10 is really crazy, bro. Like, he's really nice. So, yeah, and yeah, Twerk, me, Twerk, they like, those are some good kicks to have as your favorite battle. Like, okay, I can't be my favorite battler,
Mm-hmm.
but my favorite battler is Daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Daylight be doing what they think Lux be doing, or what the perception is that Lux does. Like, Daylight actually does it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I be super critical on Lux because I be feeling like Lux be holding back, and I don't want him to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just try to go to the level that we all think he can go to. We've seen some amazing Lux performances with Midwest Miles and Hollow Don and that Calico. But like I said, outside of that, it's kind of like, nah, bro. Like, Daylight 3 rounds versus Tay Rock. That's the shit that that's the level. Like, that's the level. That's the shit I want to see from Lux. Like, this nigga Daylight created the solar system in the second round and started from the Big Bang to the protons and all the proteins, the light rays, the radiation, gamma rays, and how the formation of the planets happened, and did a whole. That shit was crazy.
You
That
know,
was crazy.
and you know who else I feel like can be there. I'm curious of what you think about this. I feel like in the next couple, I feel like he's scary right now, but I feel like he could be really scary once he really hones everything in. I think Real Sick could be one of them.
I love what Real Sick does, and I think, like you said, give him a couple more years. He's gonna be. I mean, he's already scary. He's already scary. Real Sick is also one of those guys that it's like literally like the breath of fresh air that we do need in battle rap. Because for one, he is up there really rapping. Because just because you're a battle rapper by title doesn't mean you're actually a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these niggas can't rap, bro. A lot of them just spit bars, and there is a difference. Like, rapping encompasses flows, cadence, change up of deliveries, able to manipulate sounds. Spitting bars, anybody can be like, I grab my gun. We gonna hit a lick all for fun.
Mm-hmm.
You in the head, you gonna be done. That's not rapping. Like, you just rhyme a couple words that no, that's not rapping. What Real Sick does, and it's a few of them that can actually rap, like Passwords, for example. Pass is rapping. Even Bill Collector. Bill Collector is rapping. Mad Flex is rapping. B Dot is rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Daylight is rapping. Like, Real Sick is rapping. Danny Myers is rapping. These other guys, they're just rhyming. There's a difference. So, yeah, give Real Sick a few more years and let him figure some more things out. And I always tell people, as long as I've been doing this, it never ends. The learning process never ends because there's still things that I need to work on. There's still things that, and you probably ain't gonna never master none of them, but you forever got to keep working. Just think about Lux, Mook, and Cassidy, right? They was on the scene a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're some of the pillars, forefathers of this whole scene, right? But now, when you see them in today's era, people be like, "Yo, we kind of need to like update his style a little bit." Especially like when you see Cassidy, people like, "Yo, some of that stuff is outdated. Some of those bars are outdated. Like, I don't know, man. Nigga got to need to catch up to what we're doing today." Uh, Lux, even Lux, I feel like Lux. I think he needs to battle a little bit more so he can get acclimated to how we're doing it today. Because like Lux getting in there in a small room with Danny Myers or Rum Nitty, you're gonna see a clear difference in terms of bar output in comparison to what Lux is gonna do. Lux is gonna tell you this whole story, build up this whole angle, and it's just not gonna be enough bars coming from Lux when he in front of a Rum Nitty for 3 rounds. Or if he's in front of Danny Myers for 3 rounds. It's not gonna be bar after bar after bar after bar. Because I don't want to make this about Lux, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that's another example of you can never really stop learning.
Mm.
Can't stop learning. Like Lux still can learn today from these new niggas. Like I get in there, I mix it up with the Easy to Block Captains, with the Real Six, fucking Jerry West, Jada Nightwing, Ace Amin. You know, I'll get in there with these younger guys and learn some shit from them. And see, like, let me see how y'all doing it today, as opposed to when me and Rum Nitty first did it back then. Like, the game is constantly evolving, and you're not just going to automatically evolve with it. You only going to evolve if you're in the mix. You got to get in the mix. You can't just watch battles and just like, oh, I see what they doing. I can do that. Like, no, you got to get in there and do it. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to see these guys. I want to see Lux and Mook and Hollow go in here with the younger class, the younger generation. And I think you're going to get some classics if they do that.
Not that not as it's the same because they're already in it, but it's like these celebrity boxing matches where niggas look at a boxing match and be like, "Oh, I fought growing up. I could do this with her." But it's like you get in that ring, it's a completely different thing because you got on gloves. It's niggas. This ain't no street fight. You ain't finna pick a nigga up and you know what I'm saying. So like you in hand to hand combat. So yeah, I do agree. Like I look at Loaded Lux Funk Flex freestyle, and he seemed to be in attack mode that whole time. Attack, 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 attack.
Right.
Like I feel like he needs to take that approach if he battles in a small room against one of y'all.
I literally have said this for the last few years. Since that freestyle came out, I said, why don't we get that Lux in the ring?
Mm-hmm.
I want that Lux in the ring. I don't care if it's versus me, DNA, JC, B-Dot, there. Like, we as the culture, we're all fans of Lux, or most of us are. We want to see him do that against somebody. Like Bruce Lee said, boards don't hit back.
Mm.
You can do that to the microphone, but you need to do that to an actual human, another person that can fight back. That microphone did not stand a chance. Mics don't talk back. Like you get in front of Daylight and put that type of pressure on Daylight or me, we gonna bark back. You know what I'm saying? Whether we win, lose, or draw, that remains to be seen. But the thing is, that's the level I expect from him in the ring. Like he got on that Hot 97 shit. I'm sitting here like, probably 99% of niggas would have got cooked standing in front of that. You know, and then he'll battle Geechee Gotti, and I'm saying, yo, I need to see 2 of those Hot 97 rounds, at least 2 from Lux in this Geechee Gotti battle, and I didn't get 2 of those. So I'm like, damn. Like again, I be feeling. That's why I said earlier, I be feeling like Lux he be holding back, like stop holding back, nigga. Like, so
Well, Well, I got a quick question. So, since we're on the topic of him, is there any chance, or what do you think the possibility is that you are his next battle?
But I don't think I don't know if I would be his next battle, but I definitely should be one of the next two or
Okay,
three. I, don't, I feel like if Lux does 3 battles this year, I should be one of them
of
without a
course.
doubt.
Yeah.
I think you got Daylight. Uh, they're this interchangeable with JC and B Dot
Mm-hmm.
in a and Chilla Jones and then there's Danny Myers. Like why not? I've been calling for this battle for about 8-9 years. In fact, my first proving ground battle, I said I'm the only proving ground nigga that could probably see Lux. And I remember Mickey Fax and Jazz the Rapper were in the background laughing. I remember this shit. I said that bar, and niggas like the audacity. This is his first PG battle, and he's talking about Lux. And I just knew back then that that's where I'm really at. Like I'm not one of these regular. I'm not new here. First of all, like that's it. Even though it was my first PG, I was 33 years old.
Mm.
I had been rapping since 1991. I've been battle rapping since 91. So when I got on the PG stage, I'm sitting there like, okay. When I got on that PG stage, I didn't feel like I'm a rookie here. Like y'all are rookies to me.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Like y'all don't know, who y'all really in front of right now. And then when you fast forward, now it's like we need to see Danny and Lux. You
But
know what I'm saying?
even before the PG, you had stood in front of some tough competition. You feel me? You done stood in front of some bars even before the PG. I remember like at that time, I guess one of your toughest battles probably would have been like a Big K, because I remember Big K. He was putting up a big fight at that time.
Yeah, Big K, West Coast Dread.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to West Coast Dread. Man, I think I might have been his last battle. Damn.
Mm.
Yeah, man. I've been in front of A Verb
Mm-hmm.
prior to I mean, I had a lot of good competition.
What you say? You say you put a pair of medals to his chest, so you see one
Yeah.
thousand.
We'll see 1,000 right. That fool Verb gave me perhaps his best showtime when he did that church's
Churches.
chicken. That might have been like if we do a compilation of Verb's top 10 showtimes, that could very well end up at number one. Like that motherfucker, he had like Calico was going crazy. Daylight falls on the ground, has a fucking spasm. I mean, if that ain't number, because I mean, like, let me think. He did one where he battled Goods and he said, "Seat back, iron low, like I'm a needed."
Nemic, yeah, classic. That's a classic. That's a classic.
That was fire.
Bro, you done
Yo,
stood against some.
that church's showtime might be his number one. So I took my end of brutal punishment as well. Pat Stay, like I said, Pat Stay's second round was insane. I stood in front of Disaster's third round. Standing in front of Disaster's third round with the Schrodinger's cat and the whole parallel universe breakdown was amazing. So,
Hey, quick
I
question.
don't think,
Quick
I don't
question.
think Luck has seen as much punishment as I have.
Quick question. Who said the bar? One of my favorite bars said against you. I forget who said it all the time. But nigga was talking about the Big K battle. Nigga say, like it's not even like a complicated bar or anything. But I was like, that's cold. Nigga said, that white boy walked through them bars like Terminator 2. Who's
He said that.
JC said that was so
That nigga
hard.
said that white boy walked through the
Bro, it's
bars.
like Terminator 2. Oh my gosh, that's hard, boy.
And that's another classic, me and JC.
Mm-hmm.
That
Guerrilla
was
Warfare, I think it was, right?
Guerrilla Warfare. That was a classic. So I've stood in front of the monsters, bro. Lux hasn't been in front of the same amount of killers as I have, bro. I've been in front of the scary niggas. I've been in front of Twerk. I've been in front of O-Red. I've been in front of Disaster. I've been in front of fucking man, everybody. K-Shine, Pat Stay, Tay Rock, Arsenal, Suge, fuck, B-Dot, Chilla. did he? It's just like, Lux, you. This is why I keep saying it definitely needs to happen because, and I'm a smoker. I'm gonna really. I'm a dog.
Mm.
I'm a dog. I'm gonna just show him like, yeah, your pen is up there. Your pen is up there, but it's niggas that rap better. It's niggas that have better pens. And he like when he put that diss song out, he dissing me, dissing Geechee, dissing B Dot. It's like, yeah, you put the song out, you diss Geechee, and then you get up there and lost to Geechee.
Mm.
It's like, bro, stop playing with your talent. Get up here and rap, nigga. Not to say Lux, because Lux did have a good first round versus Geechee. But I don't know what he was doing in that second and third, And again, you know, I think Daylight would be Lux.
Those are all battles I hope happen this year.
People always think I'm a Lux hater, but I'm like, no, I'm just the same way Nikki Fax be hard on me. Nikki Fax be like, yo, I don't hate on Danny. I just want him to be great because I know he's one of the greatest. I'm the same way with Lux. Like,
Mm.
Lux, I know you one of the greatest, bro. But just be that. And if I gotta keep taking shots at you and pushing you to be better, then I'm gonna do it. That's just what it is.
Wait, man. But before we get out of here, we have to, I guess, fast forward from you going to URL and you going crazy. Hopefully you get Lux, but go back a couple weeks ago to this Tay Rock performance. Is that your best performance you think yet?
One of them, yeah. I mean, you know what? I've had so many great performances over these years, man. Like you was mentioning, like Mr. Mills, Briggs Belvedere.
You went crazy against Bankhead.
Bankhead. I done had so many crazy performances that it really be hard to just narrow it down to one. Because if I say it was the Tay Rock, then I'm like discounting like the Bankhead battle, or the Disaster battle, or the Mr. Mills battle, or the Chilla Jones battle, or so many other crazy battles that I've had. This is why I keep saying I'm really the GOAT at this shit because I think I've given out like probably the most bars in battle rap history, the most original concepts in history, the most creative lines in history. So the Tay Rock battle, it was important to show that like, because one of the false narratives, and I say false, was Danny Myers doesn't show up when it's time for a big shot. And they was saying that shit. And I was confused why people would think Tay Rock could beat me when I say, yo, he's skilled, he's highly skilled, but there's an actual cap. There's like a ceiling on his subject matter. So somebody like myself, who we was just talking about, how we were discussing earlier, like I have such a wide range of shit that I rap about. It's so hard to really pin down what I'm going to do or what I'm going to say in these battles. So I was just thinking like somebody who specifies in gun bars versus somebody who just kind of specifies in the universe.
Mm.
It's not really a comparison. And it was important that I showed that I can beat these top guys on URL. I feel like I've already done it. Like I 3-0'd Arsenal, I 3-0'd Suge, like back to back, along with O-Red and all these other people that I 30'd on URL. And people just, for whatever reason, just kept glancing over those, like, oh, whatever. So to beat the face of URL, that was important. And that's why I went so crazy. Not to mention, it was a real 7-8 year grudge. So, when I got a problem with somebody, I'll really be turned up just because it's a real beef. You know what I'm saying? And I think we cool now, but Tay Rock was Tay Rock. He gonna come with 3 crazy rounds every battle. He's probably one of the definitions of battle rap. If you look up battle rap in the dictionary, I feel like need DNA and Tay Rock face should be in there.
Mm.
Maybe the Source and Arsenal, Disaster. Like these are the type of faces that would be in the battle rap dictionary. Like, what is battle rap? And Tay Rock is one of those faces, man. And so I think with me and him both being like consistent, like we always can see, always got 3 rounds. Uh, that was bound to be a good battle. I think it was just bound to be a good battle, and it wound up being a good ass battle. And so I just wanted to whoop his ass. Shit, I wanted to whoop his ass straight up.
I feel
Just
like
straight up doubts.
I feel like he's unlucky because your battle and his daylight battle. I feel like if he battled anybody else in that card, he probably would have won on both of those cards with those rounds.
Absolutely, and somebody else. I see other people say that. In fact, and even Daylight himself has said, "Yo, this man Tay Rock has stood in front of 9 of the greatest rounds in history."
Mm.
Meaning, like his Murder Mook's 3 rounds for Tay Rock, Daylight's 3 rounds for Rock, and my 3 rounds for Rock. He's like, he stood in front of that shit, and like he's still alive. Like this nigga cannot die. Like he really is the vampire for real.
For real.
Yeah, you're right. Rock, I think he beats anybody else with those rounds on any given night. He beats anybody else. It's just, I don't know why we use Tay Rock as the, like, we're gonna showcase our real power on this nigga. And I think it's because, for one, you're not just fighting his bars, but you're fighting his aura. Mm-hmm. You're fighting his fan base. You're fighting his popularity. So it's the cards are stacked against you when you battle a Sue Surf or a Tay Rock. Because not only are you fighting their raps, you're fighting the other shit that comes with them.
Because even when you're winning, they're saying that you got a gas station with you at the battle.
Right. The politics. You got to fight the politics that come with battling these niggas. So that's why we try to go above and beyond what we would normally do to like make it clear that we are beating this nigga. And Daylight gave him 3 of the best rounds we heard in battle rap history. You know what I'm saying? I tried to go in there and give you the most diverse rounds you've ever heard in battle rap. Like, this is why.
Hey, man. Well, I appreciate you sliding through, and you are completely right. You went crazy. Anything else you got to say for the fans watching, please let it be known.
Nah, shout out to you. Thanks for even just tapping in. And, I got more work to do, man. I'm not like Al Bundy living off the 4 touchdowns in one game, and you like 50 years old still talking about a Tay Rock battle. Like that battle is done and over with. Now it's on to the next. I gotta keep getting better. Like I gotta get better. I gotta be better than that Tay Rock battle. Like I'm not satisfied. Like I still haven't showcased my real skills yet.
I can't wait, man. Like I said, I want to thank you again. Hey, from your bars, you got game bars. I think you was riding around with a bitch in a cage, The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, hey, I appreciate all of it. So for everybody watching, please.
Yeah, even with the Death Stranding bar, like when I battled Tay Rock,
you did have a baby in the. Oh my god!
I beat his ass, even though I carried a baby like Death Stranding. And the crazy part is, the few people that I was sparring with, everybody that heard it, they did not get it.
Mm.
None of my homeboys, they didn't know what the fuck Death Stranding was. So part of me was like, I should take that bar out and replace it with something else. But I was like, nah, somebody is going to get that. And then later, like the day after the battle, I had so many people tweeting me about the Death Stranding bar.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
Daddy, did you really have a fucking Death Stranding bar? I'm like, see, I knew some video game nerd was gonna fucking catch you.
Hey man, me and my homies appreciate it, man. When I'm struggling with my homework, man, I go outside to the nearest hill, take my shirt off, and start doing the shit you did in your Averb battle or your Averb promo shit.
Right, right. Niggas start throwing whipping the paper out, doing exercises and shit on the mountain.
Hey man. And with that said, I appreciate everybody
All
watching.
right, for
Until
sure.
until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play, and y'all holla at your boy.